Let me head to my room for leveling up. That seems prudent, because I also need to rest afterwards. I am injured, so, again, seems prudent. And afterwards I will scour the school for equipment, as Ayala suggested. I don't think Drogon would mind me taking a few artifacts here and there to help me be safe and get his own artifacts back. But first, do I stay with Cleric? I have given thought to a prestige class, though I don't know which one yet. So I'll stick with Cleric. Now put points into craft armor, craft weapon, heal, parry, and I will save my point for tumble next level. Again, remember that once I get 5 points in tumble, I get a +1 to armor class, which will be great. Wow, 9 health, that is lucky. My hit points per level are 1d8 +1, so 9 is actually pretty lucky. Now then, indeed I did get another spell slot, so I think 2 virtues are useful, and maybe 2 lights? Sure, we'll bring that. And we'll remove Shield of Faith, because protection from alignment is actually better for now. Shield of Faith can have a much higher armor bonus at later levels, but at my current level, this is better. This will last me 2 hours, same as magical weapon. This will give me a +2 bonus to armor class and saving throws. So that is very useful. So I have a long duration offensive and defensive buff. That's nice. Maybe some offensive magics? What does Entropic Shield do? Lasts for 1 turn per level. A magical field appears around the caster, causing any nearby enemies a 20% chance to miss on ranged attacks. Interesting. A blur effect. I think I've only come across a single kobold with a crossbow, though, so maybe hold off on that until I know I'm going into ranged combat. What about Bane, huh? Bane fills the caster's enemies with fear and doubt. They suffer a -1 penalty to basically everything useful. Attack and saving throws. Whereas Doom is single target, yes? Yeah, so Doom is a more concentrated debuff of -2, whereas Bane's an area of effect, but only a -1. I'd rather have 2... maybe? Maybe. You know what, how about Entangle? Yeah, a mass of clinging vegetation wraps around all creatures in the area of effect. Those affected are immobilized, though still able to fight and cast spells. Victims who make a reflex save are still slowed by half, so no matter what, they are slowed. I like that a lot. That could be great for dense crowds of kobolds or whatever else I find in the wilderness. Now, the kobolds downstairs likely have some equipment I can... well, they won't be needing it after all, they're dead. But first, Drogon's room. Or not. The door to Master Drogon's chambers are, as usual, sealed with an arcane lock spell to prevent some of his more curious pupils from poking around. For their own safety, or so Master Drogon says. Master Drogon and... Risi? I'm gonna say Risi. Master Drogon and Risi, his familiar, have the only keys to the room. Well, very well, what of his familiar then? And for that matter, is Master Drogon even conscious now, or... well, let's go check. I did just give him the antidote, so he's likely still not feeling too well, but... let's check. Ayala.
Have you any news of the artifacts?
No, I've been upstairs. Is there something I can help you with, then? Well, tell me, how is Drogon doing? Fine for now, thanks to those herbs. He lapses in and out of consciousness, and still needs my attention. But the prognosis is good. You can try to speak with him if you wish. His mind is a bit fevered, however, so do not overtax him. Very well. You try to speak to Drogon, but he barely reacts to your words. He seems fevered, and while his eyes flutter open several times, they do not focus on you. Ayala jumps in here. The worst is over, I believe, but Drogon still needs time to rest. Perhaps you will be able to talk to him later, Rayle. As you say. In that case, I will loot the kobolds. A gold piece from that one. A bottle of ale from this one. Not entirely what I had in mind, but fair enough. Excuse me, friends, you're both injured. Gold piece and a hand axe. Let's clean you guys up a bit, shall we? There we go. Perfect. Leather armor. An adventurine. Took up my virtues, okay. Thought so. From left to right. Good to know. Well, where is this Reese? Drogon did not die, so the familiar was not unsummoned. Dining room. Kitchen. Stairs up. Divining pool. Drogon's laboratory. That sounds like it'd be the right place. Etched and oiled, the carvings on this door lend depth to its prominent wood grain. Very fancy. Oh my. Look at this place. And there's the familiar in question. Reese. This is Master Drogon's familiar, the fairy dragon Reese. She is flighty and loves to play games. Asking riddles is her favorite form of entertainment. What do we have here? Runestones, huh? These runestones have been placed here by Master Drogon in order to protect his laboratory from intrusions. I was hoping they would recognize me, but fair enough. And then Reese flies over here, I should say.
Oh my, what is this? Is another kobold come to wreak havoc on Master's things? Well, Reese will fight them, yes she will. She will protect her Master's things this time. No. Just someone I recognize. Glands my heart, yes it does. Hello there, Rayle.
Let's never do that again. Hello, Reese. How are you?
I am still being Reese. Oh yes, I am not dead. This is a good thing, but you should be knowing that kobolds stole Master's stuff. Yes, they did. But Rayle, you cannot help, for they are gone, and that is sad. But Reese feels something is wrong with the Master. Tell me what happened to him, please, oh please.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but Master Drogon was poisoned by the kobolds.
Oh no, poor Master. Poor Reese. If Master dies, then Reese will be all alone. Reese should go up to Master. Yes, she should. But Master wanted Reese to stay down in his laboratory. Yes, that's what he said. And Reese must obey kind Master. Oh, Rayle, Reese feels terrible right now. Maybe if we talk a bit, you will make me feel better? Yes, I like to talk. Want to hear a riddle?
Oh, very well, if it'll calm you down. Tell me your riddle, Reese.
Oh, yes, my riddle. A fine choice for a fine man. Here is my riddle. A woman has 5 children, and half of them are sons. Is that possible?
Well, if you take that literally, then no, because the half couldn't, but I'm assuming it's a trick question, though, and that the other half can also be sons, and thus, I'm gonna say yes.
Oh, yes, it is true. Reese thinks you are smarter than you look, or else very lucky. It is true that the other half of children are also males. She must have 5 boys. It's a trick, you see? I never said the other half were not boys.
So I got 50 experience points for that. Very nice.
Do you want to talk about something else?
Yes, I wish to ask you some questions, Reese.
Questions are not as good as riddles, unless questions are riddles. But you ask, and I will try to answer.
What is in the laboratory anyway, Reese?
Kobolds don't be in the laboratory. No, not anymore. But Reese was surprised how them got in. I saw them coming to the laboratory, and I knew they could not get across. I thought it was going to be such fun watching them from behind the magic circle. I was about to appear and taunt them, yes I was, but then they stopped, and you would not believe what they did, no you would not. They threw dust on the circle.
Curious, what did that do?
Must have been magic dust, oh yes, or it would not have worked, no no no. Stupid, ugly kobolds walked right over the symbol and looted all of Master's things. Well, maybe not all his stuff, no no. There'd be some stuff left, little bits of stuff that kobolds not think be important or no could find. But you want to know what is still in Master's laboratory, don't you?
Yes, Reese, please, go on.
Reese took some of Master's things, and his key, and hid them. Yes, she did. She hid them from nasty, ugly kobolds in a safe place. Kobolds do not get everything. No, they did not. But now Master is upset, and Reese is afraid that he will not be able to use the things Reese saved. Oh, what is I to do, Rayle?
Well, Reese, if you give me the items, I can use them to good effect and maybe get Drogon's artifacts back.
Well, you do not look like much of a kobold, no no no. Reese could give you the items, but kobolds had magical powers to get past Master's ward. What if you be kobold in disguise? Oh me, oh my, then Reese would be giving Master's magic things to kobold, and that would be very bad, yes yes yes. Testing you, as the only way Reese can be sure you are not a kobold. Reese will tell you riddles, and if you answer true, then you be smarter than a kobold, and me give you magic for Master.
Very well, Reese. I think I'm pretty smart. Let's try it out.
You answered one riddle correctly already. Yes, you did. So Reese will give you 2 more riddles to answer, because she is kind and caring. Yes, she is. A prisoner is going to be killed, and is told by executioner that him must make one statement. If his statement be true, then him will be drowned. If his statement is false, then he will be hanged. What statement can him make to confuse the executioner and not be killed at all?
It's actually a simple paradox, because you say you're hanged. Because then, if it's true, then you will be hanged, but then you said true, so you should have been drowned. And then if you got drowned, you should have been hanged, it would have been false, and it'd be a paradox, so I would be hanged.
Yes, it says yes. That's the only thing to say. Then the executioner cannot hang you, or you told the truth and he should drown you. But if he drowns you, then you lied and you should be hanged. You be pretty smart, much smarter than kobold, I am thinking, but kobolds turn out to be smarter than me thought when them break Master's ward. This is a hard riddle, so you should take your time and figure it out. Yes, you should. Are you ready? There be an island which is deserted. Yes, it is. This island has 4 fruit trees, each with a different kind of fruit. There be a group of wizards who visit the island each year, for they like it. Yes, they do. Each wizard eats 2 types of fruit, but each group of 2 trees can only have 1 wizard in common, which means only 1 wizard can eat from the apple and tree and the pear tree. So, what you must be telling me is, how many wizards belong to this group? Okay, that actually is a very hard one. Let me look at this. The bit about the apple and pear tree is pointless knowledge meant to trick me, I suspect, so... As is the once-a-year thing. So what matters is, each wizard eats 2 types of fruit, but each group of 2 trees can only have 1 wizard in common, which means only 1... Okay, so... How many wizards belong to this group? 2 types of trees, 2 fruits per 1 wizard. Wait, oh, 2, 1. It's 6. Yes! I feel so smart now. That is very smart of you to know that. It took Reese a long time to figure that one out. I guess you must be who you seem to be. And I will have to trust you to help Master. I will go and fetch items from you and my singers. There we go. You take this and go help Master. I worry about him much. Oh, yes, I do. Good luck be with you, Rayle. You will need it.
Yeah, that last one took me a minute to figure out. So I got 50 experience points, a room key, and 3 focus crystals, as well as a scroll of scare. Well, thank you, Reese. I'll put the scroll in Drogon's room. Wait, can I use it? No, I can't, which is funny because I actually have the spell of scare, but I can't actually use the scroll. I find that a little bit funny. However, still useful. But yeah, 3 focus crystals is really nice. Do they stack? Good. I actually want them to stack, because that seems silly. Alright. What have we here? I'll put the scroll in the chest over here. I don't really want to steal from Drogon. That said, though, I don't know if he would mind if I took some medicinal supplies from him. I can only carry 4 potions given my own rules, so I'll have to pay Drogon back. In fact, you know what? Let's see if I can give him about, 20 gold. There we go. That'll hopefully pay him for the potion I'm, more or less taking. But, yeah, I'm not a thief. I'm not so cold. Miscellaneous supply chest. Medical supplies chest. Oh, Drogon. Couple of cure lights. A +3 healer's kit and 2 +1s. I'll take the +1s. And again, I don't want to be a greedy thief, so I'll leave him stuff. Like, I'm trying to compromise here. I'm not a thief guy. The grinder. This must be where Drogon makes his crystals. Indeed so. Drogon's own inventions. The gem grinder has a gaping maw on top in which you insert ingredients. This alchemist's lab is where Drogon creates the focus crystals that power the rings he gives to his apprentices. He showed you once how to operate it. Well, very well. Refresher course. How do I create these rings? The crystal. Each focus crystal requires 1 quartz crystal combined with any 2 of the following gems: Phenelope, Adventurine, Flower Spar, or Amethyst. Let me actually type that down real quick because that's good information to have. So, focus crystal creation. 1x quartz crystal. 2x of Phenelope. Oh, whoops. No M. Aventurine. Flower Spar. Amethyst. Perfect. And now I know how to make one. I will do this for the sake of having it, pages. Because I will likely write more stuff down. Perfect. I actually have one of these gems in my inventory. Indeed I do. So I definitely won't be selling it as I originally thought I would. I think I'll put this in this chest. I actually could make a crystal right now. I won't though. Not right now. I mean, I have 3, that's probably enough. I've never been too fond of the teleportation items as such, so we'll see how this goes. Also, weapon rack. I feel far less guilty about exploring this. Ooh, magical helmet. Well, I'm not gonna take that, but maybe one of these helmets would be useful to have. Let's take the winged helmet. After all, protect your noggin. Make some... There we go. Wow. That's weapon rack. Definitely so. A longsword and a battle axe. I want something a bit bulkier. I will take a stack of arrows, however. And the longbow, which I will definitely give back. Because ideally I want a short bow. It's smaller and lighter, and well, it's smaller and lighter. Oh, I should probably close the doors. I'm not a heathen. But yes, ideally I want a short bow, because obviously it's, a couple of spaces smaller, which again, as I'm using the first tab only, that's pretty important to me. Need to actually make some more room for things. There we go. Let me head into town. Let me get my clothes on, though. I think the armor's no longer necessary. So let me change into my clothes. Perfect, and let me move this back into first tab. Alrighty. I want to sell a good deal of this. Namely the armors and the various kobold lootings. Now, I have a quandary about my parry skill. I haven't used it yet, but I really want to eventually. Now, this means a few things. For starters, the heavier armor I wear, the larger the penalty is for parry. A shield will also detract from the skill. And wow, it is cold outside. Torch of warmth. So, I don't think I'll use a shield. Which leaves me with one of three alternatives. Either using a one-handed weapon and leaving the offhand empty, which seems maybe wasteful, or dual wield, which I do not have the dexterity for in the slightest, or the most probable thing, which is a two-handed weapon. Now, I'm not going to go for staves or pikes or anything like that, so maybe something a bit heavier. Anyways, here's the smith. Okay. Fiona. This heavy-set female is Fiona the Smith. Her rather bawdy sense of humor is often the subject of much discussion among the more prim and proper females of Hilltop.
Hail and well met.
Ah, one of Drogon's students. Always nice to see a young face in here. Now, which one are you again? I'm kidding, Rayle. Do not get such a sour face. I have not forgotten you. I'm not as so old as all that. Now, are you here to buy something or just for a visit? Oh, Fiona, I'd like to see your equipment. I do hope you mean my inventory and not my massive bosom. Ha ha! Sorry, old jokes are the best. Yes. Merchant reaction is unfavorable. Figures. I should have laughed more at the joke, I guess. I'll sell my sundry armors, as well as the... What's the hand axe like? 1d6 times 3. Yeah, so it's basically, it's a one-hand weapon, really. Not much else to say about it. I have everything else here. Now, I could buy a set of armor. Well, obviously I'm going to. So... I'm also looking into the future. Not literally, mind you, but anyways. Medium armor like breastplate is +5 armor, but -5 skills is... Yeah. Chain shirts and scale mail are medium armor, which is 1 less armor, but the skill bounty goes from -5 to -2, which... That's acceptable to me. I'm okay with that. Question is, do I want scale mail or a chain shirt? Let's think about it in terms of functionality. I'm not going to be traveling a lot, so chain shirt is lighter in theory, due to it being mostly a shirt. However, scale mail could be great for more head-to-head combat, which I am going to be facing kobolds. But I think, given the traveler's spirit, I believe the chain shirt makes most sense. I have a bow and arrow. How much is a good weapon? Roughly 50 gold if I'm going to round. A lot for a greatsword. But I feel like a greatsword is a little too cliche. Let's go for either the great axe or the heavy flail. Let's check them out, shall we? The great axe is a 1d12 and crits on a natural 20, but for ×3 damage. The heavy flail is a 1d10, but can crit on a 19 to 20 for ×2 damage. I'm not worried about the damage dice as such, as it's a difference between 10 damage and 12 damage at maximum. So the heavy flail can crit more often for less damage, but the great axe can crit less often but for more damage. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Take your pick, really. I'll flip a coin. Heads, great axe. Tail, heavy flail. It's tails, so heavy flails. Heavy flail, rather, not flails. However, I need 46 gold and I've only got 22. I could maybe sell potions for it, but that seems rather silly. So I'll leave for now. I'll have to trust my longbow here. Well, I say mine. It's Drogon's longbow, which I will give back when I get a short bow. And I will have to rely on good ranged combat. I could also borrow a weapon from Drogon's quarters. I don't think he'd mind too much, so maybe I'll grab the longsword I saw. And do I have enough money to potentially modify my armor? I think I do. Oh yeah, freezing cold weather. Right. Torch. Yeah, I'll see if I can craft my armor into anything more... not substantial, but maybe cozy. I don't know, just modify it, you know? Because I can, basically. See, I will borrow a longsword from Drogon. Hopefully he will not mind. I will change armors and see how it fits. Longbow, by the way, 1d8 for times 3 damage. But still, short bow. Now, where's that weapon rack? It's in here. There. Yes, I will take the longsword. Perfect. Perfect. Now to my room. Also, I'll put the longbow in this slot. There. Alrighty. I'll switch armors here. Not too bad, actually. Though it could use a belt and some forearm protection if I'm swinging a weapon around. Put the helmet on as well. Not too bad. The colors clash ever so slightly, but that's easy enough to fix with some tweaks. Alright, let's manage inventory again. There we go. Alrighty. So I need to make a few more things of coin to make or to get a proper weapon. And I'll modify my armor later when I get more money likewise. So before I head off to gather the artifacts for Drogon, I need a few more bits of equipment. So let's see about earning them, shall we? Burr cold. Very cold.